Welcome back to Book Till Friday podcast. We have some of the best news this week. Remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment on YouTube, rate us on Spotify, and remember, we're available wherever you get your podcasts from. Aquaman 2. We all know what went on with Amber Heard going absolutely crazy and like cutting off Johnny Depp's finger. Hashtag justice for Johnny Depp.
And for Elon Musk too.
And she so yeah, she was dressing up for Elon Musk as Mercy from Overwatch 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Walter, throw a picture of that up there.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
What is that?
And that was like I'm assuming, right? Presumably a private picture that was taken for Elon.
Yeah.
And then he shared it to all of Twitter because he was like, I like Overwatch 2, guys. Look at me. I'm so relatable, right? And I thought revenge porn was illegal now. But
yeah,
if you're a billionaire, they'll let you do it. We have Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. I didn't even know the trailer was out until like, I don't know. I want to say like a day or two after it came out. And you know how like with Marvel ones, you'll be able to see them like the same day because everyone's talking about them. I feel like no one's been talking about this, but
also because no one's talking about it because you're not supposed to be, right? The strike.
I guess
So most like big people, like I guess small creators get a pass, but like most big creators,
not talking about that right
they're
now.
not talking about it because they don't want to violate, like they don't want to cross the picket line. They don't want to scab.
I guess so. But look at us. We're scabbing, I guess, to the 10 people watching. Thank you.
The 10 people watch.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
4 years ago, I was basically unemployed. A wanderer with no home. But now, I'm a husband and a father. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't know how you did it, Pops. My job was little less just to live off. Oh yeah, I finally got a job. I'm the King of Atlantis.
So he says, read where it all began, and it's like two of them are not Jason Momoa, and then Jason Momoa.
Yeah. You know, I'm not excited.
The Black Manta suit, though, is pretty nice.
Yeah, I do like the concept of like the necromancy, but
Well, I don't think it's necessarily
not excited.
necromancy. It's just the people from the trench.
it looked like necromancy. It looked like he was bringing dead bodies back to life.
Let me see. So, yeah. So the trench is a cannibalistic race of ocean-dwelling creatures who were once in the kingdoms of Atlantis before Atlan sunk the continent. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be these like mutated people.
Also, it would make it even worse because in the last movie we had to fight the trench, and
Did they?
Yeah.
Did I don't even remember? See? I don't even remember
the last movie
first
the trench
fucking
came
movie.
out. Yeah.
I thought the whole point... Well, I mean, to be fair, he was also fighting... No. He was fighting Orn.
Orn and the
see.
creatures from the trench. He got all. That's why they called him Ocean Monster because he got the creatures from the trench.
Is he? Let's run through the plot of the first Aquaman. Don't remember. So, blah, blah, blah. Thomas Curry, Atlanta. They fall in love. They have a son.
Just Control F trench.
Let's see. So he's a skilled warrior. He's a metahuman known as Aquaman. And a year after Steppenwolf's defeat, he confronts pirates. Blah blah blah. So Atlanta's new ruler and Orm Marius, Arthur's younger half brother, convinces King Nereus of Zeeble to help unite Atlantis and destroy the surface wolf for polluting the oceans. See, that's what it was. If Orm unites all four kingdoms, he'll receive the title of Ocean Master, commander of the most powerful force on the planet. That's what it was. It was just Orm. Because he didn't have anything.
I could have
about
sworn
them.
there was the trench in the first one.
So they okay.
Yeah.
So an armored David rechristens himself Black Manta, but Arthur defeats him. They fend off amphibious monsters of the trench, and a wormhole transports them to uncharted sea at the center of the earth.
Yeah, I knew it.
Atlanta sacrificed to the trench for Arthur's illegitimate birth 20 years ago. Yeah, I guess so. We'll see. Who's Stephen Shin? He is... Man.
It's some random motherfucker.
Marine
His
biologist.
advisor, I guess.
Has genius level intellect. Of course.
Yes, the standard.
Standard, yes.
Standard.
Genius level intellect. Both his parents were killed, and he had a traumatic childhood.
Yes. Yes, the superhero cocktail, as they call it.
Correct.
Yeah, it seems boring.
I guess it's just gonna be another generic DC film. Probably nothing too crazy.
I haven't seen the last like 3 DC films, and not because like oh, blah blah blah, but like they just haven't been appealing. Like the most appealing one was Blue Beetle, but even that I didn't end up going to go see it.
Because you didn't try hard enough, man. You've had plenty of time. Come on. You've had plenty of time. Yeah. Also, I think Blue Beetle's already going to be on streaming.
Yeah, I'm just going to watch it on streaming. But like, what I mean to say is like even the Flash.
Oh shit, it's coming out this Tuesday.
Oh, perfect. I am definitely going to watch that on streaming.
Tuesday, September 26th.
But like, I mean, even like the Flash, I didn't watch it on streaming. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, that one already
That one came on. Yeah, that came on.
You haven't seen it on streaming yet?
No, I haven't.
Friday, August 25th. Yeah, a month ago.
Yeah, literally a month ago.
I liked it.
And I haven't gotten over it. Like,
I know they could have done something. They could have done better with the CGI and stuff like that. But overall, like, I liked it. You don't care about spoilers, right?
No, I don't. I don't give a fuck. I don't give two shits in the Peapod.
It's the same. Like, it's Flashpoint, right? But he's in a time loop where, sorry, he's in his little Flashpoint where he goes back in time, and then saves his mom from being killed. Blah blah blah, right? And so what happened was that since he's meeting with his younger self, he tries to give his younger self powers. He gets his powers taken away. It's a whole thing, right? Mm-hmm. But what ends up happening is that they're trying to they discover time travel, right? Again, because he discovered it by accident. But then they rediscover it like halfway through the movie when they're trying to defeat Zod, right? Because in this universe, Zod comes through, and there's no Clark Kent in this one, so they're starting to get taken over and stuff. Yeah. And so what New Flash. What young Barry does, he tries to go back in time and redo after Kara dies multiple times, so he's going back each time, and then it turns out you see Savitar, which is just they called him like other Barry or evil Barry, right? Yeah, but it's literally just Savitar. Because if you see him,
you put an evil Barry and literally Savitar comes out. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean that's what Savitar is, evil Barry. At least. Yeah.
The literal, let me see, the Flash. Yeah. So, why isn't he coming out? What the fuck?
It's because it's just Savitar.
Okay. Well, this one, yeah. So he literally looks just like Savitar. Yeah. But he's all old and everything, and he's covered in like the remnants of the other battles because he's been doing it so. Oh, Dark Flash is what they call him. Dark Flash.
Stupid. All right.
So Dark Flash, it's literally just Savitar. Because it's not Black Flash, it's not any of the undead ones or anything like that.
This Dark Savitar. Flash should have been saved for the undead one, the undead Flash.
But the Dark Flash is what sets off it's what sets it off in the first place. So again, when you see the movie and he pushes him, the original Barry into the other timeline, I was like, oh my god, it's Savitar, right? Because he looks just like Savitar. Yeah. But it's like, oh, it's Dark Flash. But Dark Flash is just Barry because he keeps
generic name ever.
He's running back in time trying to fix it and he can't, and then he has to like finally accept it. And then regular Barry like destroys him, and then resets the universe after his mom dies and stuff. So
okay,
but it's really good. Okay, sorry. I'm not saying it's really good, right? It's like a solid 7 out of 10. Like, I would definitely watch it again. I know that CGI has to be touched up, but yeah, I did genuinely like it.
That was gonna be my question, because 7 out of 10 means you would be willing to rewatch it a few times, like 1 or 2 more times at least. Like if you're like having a whatever day, you get some snacks, you're willing to put it back on. Like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of times, we, like a generic we, not we as the podcast, but we as like society, we live in a society. Correct. How do you call it? Overinflate. Like if it's 5, if it's like middle of the road, it's bad. You never watch it. Like that's kind of how we try to estimate it. Like a 5, bad, horrible, never rewatch. But that's not what it's supposed to be. It's like 5 is it's like whatever. Average. I'd watch it once or twice.
Okay.
With friends. Like if it's on at a friend's house or if it comes on TV, I'm willing to watch it.
True, because either. It's funny. I literally just saw a comment on Reddit about that with games too, because people do that with games where it's like it's a 9 out of 10, right? Or it's like if it's a 10 out of 10, you're gonna play it, blah blah, blah, right?
Yeah,
the next game. 9 out of 10, okay, yeah, probably has some flaws. 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, you're never gonna play it. Like that's how the scale goes because it's so skewed, right? But okay. With that in mind, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Yeah, because there was good moments in it. And the acting was great. I mean, fucking Michael Keaton back as Batman, and
There was
having
some hype
both
stuff in
Barrys.
it.
Yeah, having both, like, it was so believable having younger Barry being so fucking annoying and was like a little kid, even though it's Ezra Miller playing both of them, and I'm like, it's like, why is this? Everyone in the comments were like, why is it so fucking annoying? It's like, because he's a kid, because he's younger, because he's
teen.
naive, and he's spoiled because he grew up with both his parents, versus Jaded Barry, who didn't grow up with either of them. So like Jaded Barry, like that's a whole plot point where he's getting pissed at younger Barry because he's like, oh, my mom wants to do something. It's like, why are you taking her for granted? You know, the same thing where it's like, yeah, you take her for granted because you have her all the time. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like the movie hit really well with that sort of messaging, and it was really sweet with seeing him with his mom and stuff, even though he kind of accepted. It's like, yeah, I know she has to die. So, and then I don't remember who kills her, but I want to say it was. Let me see. So, the variant. Let me see. Okay, so the Barrys repeatedly time travel to save Batman and Kara, but keep failing. He realizes the sequence of events cannot be changed. 2013 Barry keeps trying. As 2013 Barry travels, the multiverse starts to implode. The unknown speedster who initially knocked Barry out of the Speed Force returns and is revealed to be an older, future version of 2013 Barry who believes he can still defeat Zod and save his Earth. Okay. So Barry reverts the timeline, comes to terms with his mom's death. However, he subtly alters the past by moving the tomato cans to a higher shelf. Returning to the present day, Barry attends his dad's court hearing, where the security footage now reveals Henry looking up to grab tomato can, allowing for his exoneration. So you know, he still changed a little bit.
Yeah.
But he went back, and then he went to the future, and he got contacted by a Bruce, and then it's George Clooney as Bruce. So it's pretty funny. They had Ben Affleck, Keaton, and George Clooney. So you had 3 different Batman in one movie. But it was pretty funny because I couldn't hear the voice when he calls him. He's like, Bruce, what's going on? It's like, blah, blah. And then you can't recognize his voice. But then when he comes out, I'm like, wait a minute. They switched him up because they were like doing a slow reveal to show you who the new Bruce Wayne was. But then like it just like, okay, because the ending was disappointing. That's why it was also like 6 out of 10. Ending was disappointing because it just goes back to status quo. Nothing really happens, right? And then at the end, he's talking to Aquaman, and then they're just like getting drunk in the post-credit scene. That's it. Like that's it. Nothing else of substance actually happens.
Well, that sucks. I guess that's part for the core, though.
Part for the course.
Part for the course for DC movies.
Yeah, and the thing is too. So with Amber Heard, what we saw in this Aquaman 2 trailer, she was in like 2 frames, literally.
2 frames, yeah.
One of them in the beginning when she's with the kid and she's like talking, or sorry, when he's talking to like the dad, and you see her red hair for like a split second, right? And then the other one,
see her. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you gotta go back and see. I know you gotta scrub through fucking frame by frame. Yeah. And then the second time when she's like punching through something, right? So someone theorized it's gonna be that it's gonna be the comic book story, but instead of losing his son, he's gonna lose Mara, which is the easiest way to kill her off, right? Sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, it shows why Amber Heard's not, she's not featured heavily in any of the marketing or anything. If we look up, let's see, Aquaman 2. Look at the poster. The first poster is literally just him on it. But I don't think they've released any other poster besides the ones with him.
The first one? No, that's
this is the first Aquaman, yeah. So Aquaman Lost Kingdom, yeah, it's pretty much just him on the cover. But yeah, so people are theorizing that she's going to be killed off because of that all the drama happening with her. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. December 20th.
December
20th. Local theaters.
Be there or be square.
Exactly. So
I guess I'll be square.
The Unity game scandal.
So tell me about this. What have you heard about this? I've heard
Unity's
some things,
runtime fee is the biggest gaming scandal of 2023. In just 3 days, as of September 14th, right? The ubiquitous game engine Unity has completely torpedoed its reputation in the games industry, facing colossal backlash for its new runtime fee. Announced on Tuesday, it's a new payment policy that will charge developers up to 20 cents every time someone installs a game built for Unity. It's a tax on a product that customers have already used and paid for. So it's like pay to download, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, it's a greedy and destructive move. Unity was one of the most widely used game engines, providing the framework for a wide range of games, from obscure indie titles to mainstream games like Pokemon Go and Among Us. Sus.
Pikachu Mungus.
Exactly. So the detractors say the new fee could destroy indie gaming. So that was as of the 14th, right?
Yeah.
We're now here on the 23rd, right?
It's not even just indie games, because I guess it is like an indie game. Hades, the fucking game of the year. It was it's built on Unity.
So Unity is now officially sorry about the controversy, making changes after hard feedback. Unity, the cross-platform game engine used by many of our favorite developers, has officially revised its controversial fee policy following backlash. So it's a cross-platform engine used by many of favorite developers to create everything from small indie games to bigger, more well-known games, right? We knew this.
Yeah, we know.
Many developers, including those behind some of the best PC games, disagree with the new fee policy. Cult of the Lamb was going to be deleted, and Rust 2's development was going to be made without
That was a meme.
Unity.
They weren't actually going to delete it. That was a meme.
But you know how it is. So the company acknowledged by saying it's sorry. They should have incorporated more of the feedback. They've heard the concerns, are making changes in policy. We announced to address them. So though it'll remain free, there'll be no runtime fee for games built on Unity Personal.
Oh, hold on. Wait, what? Our Unity Personal plan will remain free, and there will be no runtime for the company could use.
For games,
increasing the cap from 100,000 to 200,000, and will remove the requirement to use the made with Unity splash screen. Okay. This is will not be subject. Also, if you earned less than $1 million, you won't be subject to the download fee.
Yeah, trailing 12-month revenue. Okay, so that makes sense.
I still think that okay. Not me batting for giant gaming corporations because I do not like them, but I still think that setting the precedent that
it's bad.
It's bad. Even if it's for like the $1 million corporations like what's it called? The EA. Even for like EA to like have to charge users for like per download, or to charge them for, because they're companies too, right? They're not gonna absorb that charge. They're gonna start charging you too eventually for each download. Each time they get taxed, they're gonna pass that on to you. You're gonna start paying for every time you try to reinstall a game. So like, let's say you switch hardware. Like right now we're upgrading my computer, right?
Yep.
If I have to reinstall all those games, I'm gonna have to bear that cost from EA, because EA it's not gonna want to pay Unity. Unity's taxing them. They're gonna want to charge us. So I still think that's a bad precedent to set, even if it's under $1 million. I don't think that you should be charging per download at all.
Yeah, no, because then, like you said, it's gonna lead the way for other fucking companies to just go, ooh.
Yeah.
So they got away with it. Now we'll get away with it, and then everyone's gonna be like, well, what about like the whole point of it was so people can make the games they wanted to make because they're passionate about games, not because it's like we're gonna make money with every single. You sneeze and it's like you sneezed here,
money
charged.
You sucked in oxygen while you were at this part of the level, and guess what, buddy?
Exactly. We actually detected your heart rate go up, so there's a little more oxygen that you needed. So
we're gonna be charging you for that.
Done.
That's gonna be your firstborn, and half of your blood.
Pretty much.
It's gonna be what we're charging you. Yeah, because let's say like moderately to like, not necessarily, they're still indie by like industry standards, but they're raking in like hundreds of thousands of dollars, like let's say like in profit, like some of these companies. Some of the less scrupulous ones might say, hey, they're already charging it, we're not getting taxed, there's a small profit to be made, and we'll just look like we're part of the industry. We'll just be EA's doing it, all the big ones are doing it, we're gonna have to look even out with them. So we're gonna charge it, and EA isn't just gonna charge the cost to cover the fee. They're gonna upscale it. If Unity's charging them like $20, they're gonna charge you $40 for for each download or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
like they're gonna double up, triple up, quadruple up.
Capitalism strikes again, baby. Speaking of capitalism, right? Striking auto workers want a 40% pay increase. So, real quick, when you hear that, right? This is what everyone is touting on the news, right? Those striking auto workers want a 40% pay increase, right? What they fail to say is that it's the same rate that their CEO's pay grew in recent years. So they're not going, we just want 40% because we want 40%, right? Thousands of United Auto Workers are officially on strike after 3 Detroit automakers failed to reach an agreement with the union. They represent about 146,000 workers at Ford, GM, and Stellantis. So they had a Thursday night deadline, right? We're now at Saturday. The major issue is worker pay. The union proposed 40% hourly pay increases over the next 4 years. The average U.S. auto worker on a manufacturing production line earns about $28 per hour, according to data of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That's up $1 from the previous year. $1, right? So again,
how much has inflation gone up?
exactly. So again, this is the average, right? Not the median. This is the average. Average meaning they took the highest paid and the lowest paid and averaged it out. Median would be closer to what it is.
What most
That's
people are earning.
Exactly what most people are earning. I would kind of want to see that too, which is most likely going to be a lot lower than $28 per hour.
We probably have that info. Search.
Oh, look right here.
Oh.
Top tier workers earn an average of $33 per hour, but the lower tier workers hired after 2007 earn up to $17 an hour.
Up to, so that means that they earn a lot less. Some of them.
Because minimum wage, for most places here in California is still $15.50, right?
Yeah.
Which is still like poverty wages.
And
unless
that's
you're
here
living
in
with two
California.
people.
I know
Straight up.
in fucking Idaho, I think it is.
Still $7.25.
$7.25 an hour.
So nationwide, auto workers' average real hourly earnings have fallen 19.3% since 2008. According to the research from the Economic Policy Institute, right? Meanwhile, the Ford CEO, Jim Farley, earned $21 million in total compensation last year.
Nice.
The Stellantis CEO made $24.8 million, and the GM CEO earned nearly $29 million in 2022 pay. People go... Oh, sorry. A chief economist said, obviously CEOs should be the highest paid person in an enterprise, but then the question is exactly how much higher than everyone else. CEO pay at the Big Three has grown 40% in the last decade, in line with the UAW's demands for 40% pay increases for auto workers. So again, it's not like an immediate 40% on top of my salary right now. It's over a couple of years. So they offered a 20% increase over 4 years of the deal. So 20% over 4 years, average of 5% increase. When inflation's at 7 or 8%, you're losing money.
I was gonna say even that type of raise, even at considering inflation, you're kind of still taking an L there.
Literally, yeah. GM at 18%, Stellantis 17.5%.
Yeah,
it's so stupid. We don't need to be in a strike right now. No. We put a historic offer on the table. Profits at the struck auto companies increased 92% from 2013 to 2022, totaling $250 billion. President Dark Brandon said,
Dark Brandon, our Lord and Savior, Dark Brandon.
Blessed be his darkness. Auto companies have seen record profits, including the last few years, because of the extraordinary skill, Jack, and sacrifices of the UAW workers. Those record profits have not been shared fairly, in my view, Jack, with the workers, Jack. So, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It's, the CEO pay is outpacing workers' wages across industries. And that's the growth. CEO pay growth, not just their pay in general, right?
Yeah.
Their executive pay has skyrocketed faster than the typical wage growth for everyday workers. The average CEO at a top U.S. company, right? Anyone, was paid $27.8 million. The average. 399 times as much as a typical worker. From 1978 to 2021, CEO pay grew by 1,460% versus 18% for the typical worker. All of that value added going right to the fucking shareholders, dude. So they propose an elimination of compensation tiers and a restoration of cost of living adjustments, as well as other workplace protections like a reduced 32-hour work week, shift back to traditional pensions, improved retiree and parental leave benefits, and more. Unfathomably based.
Unironically based.
And I love when people...
And pog-pilled.
I love when people on the right are trying to be like, oh, that's based in red pill. And it's like, you do realize based comes from a black rapper who was talking about like left-wing ideals. You know what I mean? It's not like conservative guy.
That.
Yeah. So look.
I was like, I didn't know that. I just say based because it's based.
So... based is a slang term, originally meant you were addicted to crack cocaine, but it was reclaimed by rapper Lil B for being yourself and not caring what others think of you, to carry yourself with swagger.
Why is every new like catchphrase essentially just a revamp of YOLO?
Based has been appropriated by the alt-right online as a general term of praise, as if unwoke. I don't know.
I find that so weird.
Lil B, the based god. That's literally what he was. He was based god. So, and then it got picked up by the alt-right.
That's kind of cringe. That image is so cringe. And not in
Yeah.
the good way.
So, so yeah. The point is, right? It was a pretty common term when Lil B redefined it, and then it was all over Twitter and blogs at the time, and now it's funny how the alt-right movement hijacked a term that came from hip hop. You know, it's like it's an alt-right thing. If you use it, you're racist. Like made up things like the OK symbol, right?
Well, that's all they have. They can't come up with anything original.
Exactly.
They
It's
gotta
like
hijack everything.
You gotta appropriate their stuff, and then it's like, oh, this is not a white supremacist symbol, but then white supremacists start using it as a dog whistle, and then they're like, guys, it's okay, and you're like, oh no, people are crazy. So back to the union being based, right? So the targeted strikes aim to bring a work stoppage to key plants that can cause plants further down the line stop production without needing materials. The strategy is unprecedented. The union may increase the number of strikes based on the status of negotiations. So,
where do you think this is? Not that I want it to stop. Obviously, more people should how do you call it, unionize and get all that. But this is like what, the 7th industry that goes on strike?
yeah,
We have the hotel workers, the writers. It started with the Writers Guild, if I remember correctly.
Writers Guild one's going on for months.
Yeah, the Writers Guild, then the actors, then the hotel workers, then I think the railroad. Oh, that one was broken, but we'll include it.
And Biden is going to join the picket line at the UAW strike. Look at that. His decision to stand
Nice.
alongside striking workers represents perhaps the most significant display of union solidarity ever by a sitting president.
Yes, Biden has unironically been the most union supportive president in the last 100 years or something like that.
Tuesday, I'll go to Michigan and join the picket line and stand in solidarity with the men and women of UAW as they fight for a fair share of the value they helped create. Jack, look at that.
Yeah. I wonder how many
Twitter.
more industries are going to go on strike. I've heard rumors of a teacher strike going on soon too.
Let me see. Yeah, there was an LAUSD strike as well.
After workers' massive 3-day strike.
This is
for
back in
better
March.
pay.
Yeah.
Oh no,
yeah.
no, but soon, because I heard about it a couple of days ago, where some teachers are planning on going again.
Oh, I don't know. So the LAUSD first the strike was averted. It was like a few days in March. They were threatening again, I guess, in April or something. But let me see. LA school strike begins to support staff. Yeah, that was it.
That was it.
I don't know if there's a more recent one, but
I don't know. I like I said,
March
it was
and
just
April.
rumors. I don't know if it will or won't. It's just rumors that I heard.
yeah. So
That I heard of a strike.
but that's good because again, strike is power to the people.
Yeah.
Because they're not getting compensated enough. They're not having adequate work conditions. Like people don't strike because they're like, you know what? They pay me enough, but I could get a little more, right?
Yeah,
It's like
I
no.
can earn a little second more.
Yeah.
Well, striking is the solution. It's either striking or we bring back the contraption.
Correct. Yeah. It's either striking or the guillotine. So it's either we pull out the owners and CEOs, drag them on the floor, and then tar and
Sometimes-
feather them.
Sometimes the strike isn't even enough. Remember the Gilded Age? A part of the strikes were ending up dragging people out of their homes
Yeah. So,
and guillotining them.
but unfortunately,
A lot of those company town owners did not.
unfortunately, that's like frowned upon nowadays
Sadly,
or whatever.
sadly,
So,
we can't just get Jeff Bezos and castrate him. It's not possible. Unfortunately.
But fortunately, more than 35,000 people registered to vote after Taylor Swift made a social media post. I am officially a Swiftie now.
We're all
She
Swifties.
called out to fans to register on National Voter Register Day.
Look at this. I
on
got my
Tuesday.
Swiftie bracelet right here.
Look at this.
No, literally. It's the name of one of the songs. London
Where is
Boy.
it? Huh?
It's the name of-
London Boy.
Yeah,
I
it's
see.
one of the name of the songs.
Swift posted an Instagram story directing her 272 million followers to vote.org, nonprofit organization that offers voter registration services. Are you registered to vote yet? Swift wrote, I've been so lucky to see so many of you guys at my US shows recently. I've heard you raise your voices. I know how powerful they are. Make sure you're ready to use them in our elections this year. So there was an average of 13,000 users every half hour after Swift's post.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Well, this is why it's so easy for celebrities to go into the political realm, because being a politician in the U.S. is literally just about being a celebrity,
Famous.
kind of. So,
There was a 115% increase in registrations by 18-year-olds when compared to last year. And the organization also helped 50,000 people verify their registration status. That's crazy. We're seeing We see an 849% increase here compared to 2021. This generation's eagerness to participate is a game changer. Like, have you seen how many millions of people will be eligible to vote by the time it's the 2024 election?
So many more people. So many more people.
So, 2024 election. Well, let's see. What day is it? November 5th, 2024. Yeah. So there's still another year and 2 days, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is so funny. Michael, this is for you. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. flirts with the Libertarian Party. Well.
I wonder why. For all of our abroad viewers, the one viewer we have in I don't know where. Czechoslovakia. I don't know. How do you call it? The Libertarian Party in the U.S. is basically just another right-wing party. Basically, every single person in the Libertarian Party votes right, votes with the conservatives. It's just a fancy name for people that are like, oh, I'm not like those other Republicans, and then votes Republican all the time.
I'm not like those Republicans. Actually, votes Republican.
Yeah, on every single, yeah.
Yeah. So it was stuck behind a paywall, so I had to copy and paste the whole article. Look at that. Fucking big brain over here, right?
Big brain. We're not going to let big media stop us here.
Exactly, the mainstream media. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has said he intends to continue his challenge to President Biden as a Democrat, but that he's keeping his options open for a third-party bid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For months, he said he plans to continue his long-shot challenge against President Biden in the Democratic primary, rather than dropping out to launch a third-party bid. But lately, Mr. Kennedy's message has seemed to shift, including publicly telling a voter who asked about his plans that he was keeping his options open. If Mr. Kennedy does decide to leave the party of his famous father and uncles to run in the general election, one potential landing spot may be the Libertarian Party, which at the moment lacks a widely known candidate but has excelled at securing ballot access. In July, Mr. Kennedy met privately with Angela McArdle, the chair of the Libertarian Party, at a conference they were both attending in Memphis, a meeting that had not previously been reported. He emphasized that he was committed to running as a Democrat, but said that he considered himself very libertarian.
Of course you do.
Ms. McArdle said in an interview, adding that they agreed on several positions, including the threat of the deep state and the need for populist messaging. My perspective is that we're going to stay in touch in case he does decide to run, Ms. McArdle said, and he can contact me at any time if that's the case. In a June interview with the libertarian magazine Reason, Mr. Kennedy acknowledged his ideological disagreements with the party, including on issues like environmental protection, abortion, and civil rights, while also saying, "I've always been aligned with libertarians on most issues." In a general election...
I bet he was.
In a general election, Democrats worry that a third party run by Mr. Kennedy could draw votes away from Mr. Biden and help former President Donald J. Trump. They have expressed similar concern about No Labels, the bipartisan group trying to recruit a moderate candidate for a third party run, and also about the progressive scholar Cornel West, who is already in the race to lead the Green Party for 2024.
Oh yeah, like the Green Party is any better than the Libertarian Party. Dude, the reason why Cornel West gets such a like thing is because he's been an actual good activist for years, right? But a good activist does not a good politician make, and Cornel West is just not it. It's just not it. It's not it. Going third party, and then some of the stuff he's been saying,
Well, the anti-Semitism, and I'm not even going to go through this with all the proof and stuff.
That's Cornel West, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
Not RFK Jr.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I was still thinking RFK, right?
Yeah.
RFK has very clearly made anti-Semitic comments, right?
Yes.
Who knows if he actually is anti-Semitic? He's just made anti-Semitic comments.
Yeah, he's just been dog whistling. That's all we can say.
Exactly.
That's all we can say. And he's been dog whistling.
Vehemently anti-vax, but that's fine.
Well, I mean, to be fair, nowadays, anti-vax basically is a dog whistle.
Yeah.
Because who
made the vaccines?
Who's made the vaccines? Yeah.
Who's it not targeting them?
Yeah.
So, in a shocking news, right? As you know, time is a flat circle because events keep fucking repeating themselves over and over. A woman
10 speeds used to be the in. Now it's the
Exactly.
fixies.
Exactly. Woman sues San Francisco McDonald's after being burned by hot coffee. Do you know what the original one was? The original led to third-degree burns all over the old woman's private parts. McDonald's ran good PR to smear her, but
Yeah.
still lost the case because they had notice of the exact thing happening, disregarded the warning, and kept serving almost boiling coffee to customers. The woman went to them for help only with her medical bills and was offered something like a $500 gift card. Her bills were in excess of $100,000. She had to have like 3 to 4 procedures on her genitalia.
Yeah.
The woman was in her late 70s or early 80s. What's wild is the vast majority of people that reference this case think she's the joke, that the whole situation is a joke. But the reality is the only joke was how McDonald's handled it. They had every opportunity to leave it out of court and chose instead to gamble on a jury. When the end of the trial came, it took almost no time at all to find them culpable, and they rewarded a ton in punitives because McDonald's had so many opportunities to remedy the situation to ensure it didn't happen, and instead did not want to change policy. Those choices led to a great-grandma getting third-degree burns all over her, multiple corrective surgeries, and a huge payday for the woman who just wanted them to get her to pay for her medical bills.
And then this part is true. I remember that from when I
McDonald's
found out about it.
purposely made the coffee too hot to enjoy immediately to prevent people getting free refills.
Yeah.
That was part of the rationale discovered in the trial.
Cost-saving measure.
Yeah,
It's a
if you're like,
cost-saving measure.
oh, okay, I can't do this right now. You wait like 10, 20 minutes, but you're out of the McDonald's already.
Yeah.
It's too fucking late. It fused her labia. It fused her genitals together. It sealed it shut.
Yeah, I wanted to press upon the fact.
Oh, it was fused to her thigh and it
Yeah.
melted her urethra shut. They had to put her on a catheter.
Ah, dude, that hurts. Yeah, this is not you just left your coffee on the stovetop for like an hour too long.
And you
know,
and you always hear people being like, yeah, like that dumbass lady who spilled hot coffee on herself and
Yeah.
she sued. Like, I could just do that myself. This is why context.
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 Context? No context?
No context?
Context?
No evidence? So, why did this woman
Excuse
sue
me?
San Francisco, right? This is in September 18th.
Yeah.
This is just a couple days ago.
Why San Francisco though?
Whoa. A San Francisco McDonald's is being sued after a scalding cup of coffee caused severe burns on an
Context.
elderly woman's groin. Time is a flat circle.
It's that quantum immortality.
Correct.
You die here, you wake up in another reality because your brain cannot comprehend death.
Your consciousness cannot comprehend death, so it shifts into a universe where you continue to live. So what's left behind isn't actually you, it's just the husk of your consciousness, if you will.
Yeah.
You're a brain mech piloting a bone. Sorry, you're a brain pilot in a bone mech with a meat suit.
Yes.
Thank you. So
We'll
the
be here all
law-
week. Oh no, my hair tie.
The lawsuit was filed Thursday in San Francisco Superior Court, and it claimed the McDonald's employees failed to properly secure the coffee cup lid, which then opened when the woman tried to take a sip. The lid fell off, the coffee poured out of the cup, and she suffered third-degree burns to her groin, legs, and abdomen. She's in her 80s and is seeking millions in compensation for the June incident. The suit claims the burns were bad enough to leave her with emotional distress, scarring in the groin area, where she continues to experience pain. Wait. The employees at the McDonald's refused to help her after she was burned and ignored her calls for help. She was standing there for quite some time, around 20 to 25 minutes, asking for a manager. The McDonald's representatives dispute this claim, stating that their employees and management spoke to her within a few minutes and offered assistance. Wow.
Uh-huh. I believe that. No. Starbucks has that same issue.
What?
Starbucks has the same issue of not closing the lids on the cups that they give you. Or conversely, if you press like, okay, so like I'm grabbing this, right? I'm not particularly squeezing this hard, right?
Yeah.
If you grab it, the cup like this, the lid will pop off. They have this consistent issue. I have gotten drenched in like really hot coffee. Not this kind of hot coffee, you know, not like enough to fuse my urethra shut, but
Yeah.
hot enough that I'm like there sitting boiling, like dying at least 4 times in the last like 2 months. At least, if not more. Cause like I go like once a day, right? Or like once every other day. So like I grab the coffee and the lid just pops off and like burns all of my hand, sometimes my legs. usually, thankfully, it's the car. Like it's when I put it into the cup holder that like it like the coffee spills, because like I've gotten good at noticing now, right? I'm like, okay, the lid isn't on properly, or oh, you know, I see the little rise on the corner of the lid, so I'm like, okay, I gotta gingerly use both hands, put it down. But yeah, I feel like a lot of places that serve coffee, like this is a reoccurring issue with them now, where they don't close the coffee cups anymore, or like they're manufacturing the cups to like not hold the lid down correctly, like so that the lid doesn't really attach to the cup anymore, because I guess it saves plastic or something. I don't know what the rationale is behind it, but it started happening like a couple of months ago, like almost a year now, where like the lids just don't fit and you get burned every time you get coffee. Like it's insane.
I don't know, man. It's by design, but I found the picture of the lady's burns.
Oh yeah, no, we're not.
Jesus Christ, dude. Walter, do not show these. Do
No,
not Google.
don't.
If you guys want to Google them, search McDonald's coffee burn on Bing. Not even on Google.
Oh, that gave me some
That's
acid reflux.
terrible. She had to get skin grafts. Holy moly. Well, we already talked about her labia being fuchsia, etc., etc. So.
No.
But live action One Piece, Edward.
Yes.
Live action One Piece, Edward. Tell me about your experience watching live action One Piece.
All I say is this: it got my girlfriend to watch One Piece. Finally, we're watching the
Look
anime
at
right
that.
now. We're watching the anime right now.
Now you only have 1,600, No.
We're at
There's like 1,200
we're at
episodes?
the Gaimon episode.
Which one's that one?
The Gaimon episode is the episode with that guy who like falls off a cliff, and like because like he sees treasure but he like can't reach it, and he falls off the cliff and he lands inside of the treasure
right?
chest.
Okay,
Yeah. And he's just there like with the green apple, like.
But you guys are already pretty far ahead then, right?
That's episode 20. We haven't even gone to Sanji yet.
Oh, there was so much filler. That's why.
That's not even filler. That happened in the manga. That's legit.
Okay, well, so that's the thing that the live action fixes: the pacing. The pacing is fixed. They skip over so much of like this. I would totally consider that filler, to be honest.
Yeah.
As in the manga, because it doesn't add anything to it. You know, like, what do you really get out of it? You know. But
I feel it characterizes the characters we have so far a little bit, because we get to see more of Usop. We get to see more of like how Usop acts.
Okay, so that's one of the gripes, right?
Yeah.
You didn't get to see Usopp's pirates in the old one, in live action, but you know they probably didn't have enough time. And again, what's it really going to add? Because they're not major characters in the end or anything either. No. They come out on a couple of the covers, but that's about it.
Well, okay. So here's the thing. A lot of the lies, I guess they do that. But spoilers for all of One Piece.
All of One
Piece. We're talking about every single aspect. We're going over it. No. I don't know if you know this, but basically every single lie Usopp says during his arc thing eventually comes true. So his outline, like one of the things was talking about the little people that like go around helping and like whatever, and eventually we get the Tauntauns in Dressrosa. He talked about. You can look it up on Reddit.
There's a lot of details,
he told
right?
a lot of lies. He told a lot of lies. Basically, every single one of those lies ends up being true.
But just by accident, not by design.
So, yeah, supposedly. But like it's like the template. So if Usopp tells a lie, it eventually becomes true. That's the template for One Piece. So if he said a lie then, and a lot of the lies we hear are from his little pirates, his little crew thing. Yeah. And those had some like really good like I will say the heartfelt moments in Usopp's arc didn't hit as much in the live action.
When his mom passed away, that one did.
There's three major points that like heartbreaking kind of. When he disbands the pirates, when his mom dies, and when Kaya is about to get killed, or like when he stabs. And I feel like the only one that hit as much was the mom one. Yeah. Captain Kuro isn't as threatening because we don't really get attached to any of the side characters.
So Captain Kuro's character was actually played really well. It was funny though, like
it was played well. I'm not gonna.
I was wrong. I was like, why was he caked in makeup the whole time? That was the one thing I was like, huh. But he was like fucking menacing when he was like, just going through the hallways and stuff, and like. He's like, oh, she's in here? Stab. He's like, shit, she didn't die there. Okay. Like he was ready to kill a little kid. Well, a child over over
Yeah,
their
no, he was
fortune
played
and
really
stuff.
well. Captain Kuro
Yeah.
himself,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
amazing, great,
And
great.
then I did like how they incorporated the pirates into her manor too.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had all infiltrated, instead of just being like, well, they just kind of come over here afterwards,
I guess, but I don't know. I think the anime did enough of a job saying that, like, oh, Captain Kuro kept in contact with his pirate crew.
Because that one's kind of like, I feel like that one's more of a, not a plot hole, but it's like well, it just happened because it happened,
But also, like,
Then out of
here's the
necessity.
thing: in the manga, like, doing that created a plot. Not, I don't know if it's a plot hole, but it created like an issue within the story. Because if all of the villagers know who Kaya is, and then she suddenly dies, appeared murdered or poisoned, the rest of them aren't going to be suspicious that she left all of her stuff to there. Like,
Exactly.
the anime solves this by, like, hypnotizing Kaya into, like, willingly writing a will, so it's all like that and everything checks out. And all the pirates were going to kill the entire town. Everyone was going to get murdered. So there would have been no witnesses. Captain Kuro would be the only survivor because he hid or whatever he was going to lie
Yeah.
about. So, like, oh, okay, it's a little bit more believable. Like, the Marines
there was
aren't
a
gonna look
pirate
into-
attack. Help us!
Yeah.
Now everyone's dead, and I'm suddenly rich. Uh-oh.
Ruh-oh, Raggy.
Honestly.
Yeah. So it created an issue there, and it eliminated one of the best characters.
Oh.
Not best, but like one of the funniest characters.
Oh, the Michael Jackson one.
Yeah, the hypnotist. Me and Noosh were laughing at that one for a while.
Yeah, but then again, who are you gonna have play Michael Jackson on the screen?
That's true.
So, but yeah, they it's kind of glazing over that, but
Yeah.
but everything else is pretty good.
They depowered Luffy a whole bunch
In the live action,
in the live action.
yeah, because when he got hit by like when he was fighting Arlong and Arlong was punching him, he was like, ugh. It was like,
Yeah,
it's
he was
not
like
supposed to
getting
hit
thrown
him.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's like it's not supposed to
Yeah.
hurt.
Like,
You
I guess not, okay, because the other thing is that obviously Oda, when he was doing the manga, he didn't really plan everything out. The original end for One Piece was supposed to be Alabasta.
Yep.
Alabasta was supposed to be the original end. So obviously Luffy needed to be stronger in the beginning because the end was going to be Alabasta.
Yeah,
So
and he had no idea we'd be going all this way.
yeah, no. So like in the live action, I guess that's him
he
fixing
can
it. It's
power
like,
scale it a little
yeah,
better.
a little bit better. But he was a lot stronger in the thing because like if you rewatch the Arlong fight in the anime, Luffy's not having it. He's like playing the whole time. He's like playing with Arlong the whole fight. He's just there like Arlong gets a couple of shots in. It's mostly like how all the others are, where it's like environmental factors that make the fight difficult rather than the actual opponent. Like with Don Krieg. Don Krieg wasn't exactly a threat. He was only a threat because they were like on a half decrepit ship about to die, and then he started bringing out all these like knives and stuff, shooting it at them. But Don Krieg himself was like nothing to Luffy. It was nothing to Luffy.
Did you like his 10-second cameo getting wiped by Mihawk?
Yeah, I like that.
That was funny.
I miss like, okay, so one of my old favorite characters is Jin. It's Jin. It's a minor character. He's the second in command to Don Krieg. He's a
No
very
idea.
minor character.
No idea who this 3-panel character is.
He's not
Edward,
even a
sorry.
3-panel character. He's the reason why Don Krieg attacks the restaurant. Sanji, it's how we end up characterizing Sanji in the manga and the anime.
Is he the one that he feeds?
Yeah, he's the one who feeds.
That's what it
That's
was.
the motherfucker. Yeah.
Okay. I remember that.
He just got like no screen time. Like he got
because he
like
like
3
fed a
seconds.
guy, but it's like
Yeah.
it wasn't the same guy that like later betrayed.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah. And like it was really cool watching him. He was like really badass character. He just goes away. He's like, no, I got to stick with Don Krieg. I already promised Don Krieg that I'd be his shipmate. Then I'd go with you guys. And then he just like sails off with all his crew like on a tiny fucking sailboat at the end.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it was one of my favorite minor characters. Obviously, we can't fit him in. It's like a the live action's already long as it is, but
yeah, but
it'd be what it be.
overall, for a live action anime, that shit was like that's
The
like
soundtrack.
9 out of 10.
Soundtrack was a bop. I wonder if Netflix will do the Netflix thing and cancel it like 2
It's already
seasons
been
in.
renewed for season 2.
No, but they cancel it like 2 to 3 seasons in.
Well, we'll see. Because
Because you know why, right?
Well, because it doesn't make enough money, or they don't get more people watching it.
No, because at the 4th season, it's standard for the actors to renegotiate their contracts and get higher pay because it's a better show.
remember.
Yeah. Because they are like
Yeah.
they've proven it's a
Yep.
successful show.
Yep.
Disney does this a lot with Sweet Life.
I
Sweet
saw
Life of
that.
Cody.
Yes.
They renamed it Sweet Life on Deck.
It's technically a new show.
It's technically a new
and
show.
they did it with that one twin girl TV show. It was like season 1, 2, and 3 were something, and then the fourth one is like something like going back or some bullshit. But yeah. I get
And then
you.
Lab Rats did the same thing, where it was Lab Rats something island or whatever. Like they've done it with a lot of shows. Disney's notorious for doing that bullshit. But yeah. And Netflix instead just decides, hey, we'll just cancel it. Season 2, 3.
Straight up.
Fucking Santa Clarita Diet. I loved that show, and it was so good. It was really popular, and they just canceled it because they got to renegotiate with the actors.
Disney's doing it again with Daredevil Born Again because it's not Daredevil anymore.
They're screwing the actors over again.
Yeah, but point is, they have a plan for 12 seasons, as in, optimistically, like if in a perfect world they would do 12 seasons, right?
Yeah.
But with Oda on it, like he's been
on it.
Yeah, he's been on the show, so like everything actually gets paced correctly, or speeds up things, or cuts up things that don't need to be there. And with the manga basically in its final arc right now, like
Not final arc, final saga. There's a difference.
Okay, ooh, final saga.
Because right now we're on the Egghead arc, and the Egghead arc is almost over.
I guess.
So you're like saying it's gonna end in like 3 months.
Okay, the final saga. It's like another 5 years or so.
Yeah.
But and it's funny because he said even if he dies, he said that his assistants know enough to finish the manga.
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy. But point is, it was really good. I would definitely watch it again. The moment that got me more than I thought it was going to get me was when he was when Shanks fucking saves him. And he's like, your arm. I don't know why. I was like, his arm. I knew it was coming, and it was still so sad.
I will say the flashbacks with Luffy, that's one of the other times where I prefer the manga or anime.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like it flows a little bit better, the flashbacks in it. I don't know why. It just hits a little bit better. This is literally totally preference, because there's not much of a difference. But I just personally think it flows better.
Your preference is wrong, Edward, unfortunately.
Oda himself has said the live action is the better one. So,
Exactly.
My preference is wrong.
Correct. Damn, I wonder how they're going to animate Gear 5. And it's funny because they're saying like the live action is going to fix that whole like time thing, because apparently all of pre-time skip happened in 2 months.
Yes. So
what?
So the entirety of the anime, the entirety of the One Piece story, it hasn't passed
3 years.
3 years. It's under 3 years. The entirety of the first half of the Grand Line, like pre-time skip,
it was like 2 months, dude.
Pre-Saba Odi, it happens in like 2 months.
Straight up.
Post-time skip, it's
2 years, right?
1 year. After the 2 year time skip, we're in like I think 2 months or 1 month and a half. From the start of, like, because remember, all of Doflamingo happens in 1 day.
Yeah.
All of that happens in 1 day.
Literally.
Punk Hazard happens in like 3 days or like a week or something. Like very, very short amount of time.
Yep. Straight up.
Wano happens in like...
It's like a week.
week.
It's a span of a week because they're in the celebration week.
Yeah,
that's the whole point.
Week. Yeah.
Well,
so
maybe,
Wano,
maybe a little bit longer, because remember when he got trapped in he was trapped in like the sea shackles for like a week
shackles.
also.
Yeah.
When he was training with the old man. So
I still think that was part of the week. I think that was the start of the week. Because only in the final day did they get a chance to leave. That's when all the people don't have to work. The final day.
On the festival?
Yeah, on the actual festival day.
Okay, so it's okay. For posterity's sake, we'll say it was just like 2 weeks overall, right?
2 weeks. Yeah,
okay.
That's still like a month.
Yeah,
because
literally.
Zoe was like Zoe and Whole Cake. Whole Cake happened in like 3 days. Whole Cake was 3 days.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of Katakuri over the course of like 3 months on our time, but it was like
it was literally like 20 seconds in their time.
Yeah, no, it was just one afternoon for them.
Yeah.
So.
That all happens, and then and then Zoe, they're only at Zoe for a couple of hours. They show up and then they leave. They're only there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Before Big Mom pirates show up.
And then the Onigashima raid is 1 day, literally. They beat the shit out of Big Mom and Kaido overnight.
Literally overnight.
Overnight.
Get fucking wrecked. Takes 1 night.
So yeah, but they were saying the live action will fix that kind of pacing, right?
Yeah.
Because now you'll have like actual days passing by and weeks and time. So when the time skip happens, like they can make them older or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But they'll actually be older. Because like when the time skip happened, supposedly, like how old was Luffy when
Luffy was
the
16.
Season? So he's 18. All of a sudden he looks like a grown man, just like Usopp supposedly.
Well, he's 19 in post time skip.
Yeah.
He's 19.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Because 2 years. Or,
Yeah. Oh, I guess 3 years.
that's hilarious. So he was 17, and then he
17.
turned 19.
Yeah.
Post
So I was wrong.
time
17.
skip. So he was. Yeah, 17, 18, and then 19.
Yeah,
and
post time
Onigashima.
skip him doesn't look too much of different from his like pre time skip.
No, but
So,
Usopp, Usopp,
Usopp looks different. Well, okay, but that's because in One Piece, part of the magic in the thing is that the harder you chase your dreams, the better you end up looking.
Yeah, that's literally the
Yeah.
other one where it's like, yeah, when you chase your dreams and you get them, versus the one
bad
where you
timeline.
lost, the
Yeah.
bad timeline,
yeah.
and he has it for all of them. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
he made artworks for like basically every single person for like the bad timeline.
Yeah.
Although he has confirmed we are in the good timeline.
Obviously,
But yeah.
But it's just like Nami, right? Like she
Yeah.
stays looking exactly the same 40, 60, 80, and then she just has a little gray.
Yeah.
And then if it was in the bad time, she'd just be fat.
Yeah, it's like
And then-
fat,
and then,
like
little
decrepit.
old lady.
Yeah.
But that's
And she becomes the fucking. She looks like that lady from what's that one Studio Ghibli movie where she's running the prostitution house?
How's Moving
The
Castle?
granny, no,
I don't know.
the old granny with like the giant fucking lump on her nose.
There's a witch in that one in Howl's Moving Castle. Yeah. Because I'm like, maybe you're because
Is it Howl's Moving Castle? No, it follows that one little girl that goes to the bathhouse with no face.
that is it's not the same one, but I know what you're talking about. Okay,
Yeah.
but let me see when.
Yeah, that young lady turns into an old lady.
No.
Is there also a witch in
the
there?
yeah? Because the witch, so
Oh,
she's
yeah.
fat, and then she turns into that.
Yeah, but she was like a nice old lady, right?
No, she was
No?
not. When she got depowered, but let me
okay.
see. What was the other one? You said No Face, fucking Spirited Away.
Spirited Away, yes, Spirited Away. The old lady in Spirited Away. The
Let's see.
bathhouse.
The witch.
Yeah, her, that motherfucker.
And
Yeah, big head.
You baba.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much. I believe it.
Yeah.
But overall-
yeah.
It's a great movie. One Piece. You should watch it. It's out on Netflix right now. Watch Blue Beetle. It'll be out Tuesday. So one day after this is out, go watch Blue Beetle on HBO Max. And watch it. Ahsoka. Still haven't seen it. Watch Cake and Fiona and Cake. And stay hydrated, folks.
Yeah.
It's Broke Till
Stay
Friday.
hydrated.
We're broke till Friday. Goodbye, my friends. We'll see you next week. Now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday. Bye, my friends. We'll see you next week. And now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday.